Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is September 10th, 2023. Howard, how are you handling the rain in Spain?
It's not raining, it's hot. I don't know. What's the weather like in San Diego right now?
It's humid and a bit warmer than usual, like in the 80s.
Yeah, it's hot here. It's like what are we, September 10th? It's in the 80s. And it makes it harder. It's beautiful here. The So what are we seeing, buddy? What are we seeing?
What we're seeing is just a lot of range-bound, choppy, volatile price action in general for the indices. Last week we saw a little pullback. The Nasdaq 100, the S&P 500, they tested their 20-day and kind of held. So, taking into account that September is seasonally weak, probably holding above last week low will be important. Just
Hmm.
from a trading point of view, obviously, if you want to be short, probably wait until last week's low is taken. And but other than that, it's just choppy sideways action. Most of the breakouts are not really following through; they're just fizzling. Like for example, we've had something like Roku last week. They announced they raised estimates in the middle of the week, announced a 10% cut in
There's
their
just
workforce.
still, I
The
don't know how
actual
people can own this.
faded.
They haven't proven that they can make money, and it's still trading at.
A $12
It's
billion
been,
company, it's been one of the big
they can't make money, and they're a $12 billion company.
successful
Like I
growth
just
stories since their IPO. I mean, 18 to 500, and now obviously had
That
a big
era's over. I just
drop.
It's a mess, dude. It's a mess.
No, I'm just giving you an
These companies
example
that
that,
don't have earnings. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So what about what else are you saying? So tech
Well, the
still
major
unprofitable
topic,
tech.
go ahead, Howard.
No, no, unprofitable tech. That's what it is. Just a lot of
Yeah.
fucking
The
fake
major
outs.
topic right now is
Yeah,
anything related to China has been under heavy pressure. Not only
yeah,
Chinese ADRs, which China has been trying to stimulate its economy to kickstart their
yeah,
stock market, but those rallies haven't really lasted more than a few days. They just continue to
yeah.
fizzle really quickly, and now we're starting to see U.S. companies that derive a lot of revenue from China. They're starting to get hit pretty hard. I'm not just talking about Apple, which had a pretty I would say sizable two-day pullback last week when they announced that China is not going to allow federal employees to carry iPhones at their workplaces. But if you look at others like
Yeah.
the casino companies like Wynn or LVS, which derive
Oh, that's yeah, yeah,
a big portion of
yeah.
their revenue
Well, the
from.
gambling, I just say, man, so it's the consumer slowdown. Like if you notice today, Apple announced that they're going to go after luxury. They're going to move their prices higher because they don't have growth. The only place, so if Win, which is the luxury, so what? So sorry, what I was going to say is let's pull up like a simple stock like Live Nation. Let's pull up Live Nation, for example. Taylor Swift's kicking
What
ass.
was the symbol again?
But Live Nation is, I think it's LYV, LYV, LYV,
AYV? I don't think so, but let's see.
LY.
Let's see. Live Nation.
No,
Yeah.
LYV, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Sorry, my bad.
I'm always right. Hang on. So LYV. So here you go. Like, so Taylor Swift is killing it, but like Live Nation. I was gonna take another look. It's a friend of mine. It's the bowling business, which is like the middle America as you could be, right? It's called Bolero. Type in Bolero, right? Like people don't care about no Bowlero.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. 16 to 10, right? Sales are like this is as middle of America as you can be for entertainment and life. So just when everybody was saying there's going to be a soft landing, not me, but like all the new macro economists were saying, oh, they stuck the landing, right? The only thing that continues to work has been kind of energy relative to because it's global, right? There's demand always somewhere for energy. And if we look at Exxon, but so these are all stressors. Like, so what's good for Exxon may not be good for everybody else, and what's good for energy may not be good for anything else. So the bull market no one needs to see is in energy, but it continues to rage on because guess what? It's underweighted in every portfolio, right? It's like 2% or 3% of the S&P, and people are trading Roku still and GMC and GME and AMC. So this is why trends go on longer than you think. People just aren't rotating or allocating their capital. But I'm not telling people to buy oil. I know nothing about energy. I can just tell you the price action is such. We've been talking about it for a year. And in the meantime, you know, and maybe even though some of these have gone nowhere, neither is a lot of the tech stocks now in the last 6 months, other than for a select few. So profitable tech will continue to do well. Luxury stuff is even under pressure. If we look at LVMH, right? Not that I'm
Anything
a
Europe?
shopper at LVMH, but they're a proxy for that. They're rolling over because eventually you run out of they got to grow their sales, even though the market's still there. They still have to grow, and people are the luxury people are full up with stuff, and LVMH has tons of competition as everybody's going after that market. So it's tough. I also think it's seasonal, but as I thought with student loan paybacks, there's some pressure out there, and no one seems to be talking about it. But it's showing up in like stock prices that no one checks. Like I said, Live Nation and Bolero is like tied to the economy across America than anything else. So what's good for Taylor Swift is not necessarily good for everybody else, right? And she's a creator, and so she's getting paid. But Live Nation, the platform, even though they have a monopoly, is struggling right now. And this is as good as it can get. People are out partying, right? Like people want to be out there. So I don't see anything that I love. I think Uber continues to kind of hold its gains well in tech.
Uber, Airbnb,
Um,
both are kind of setting up. Actually, anything software related is definitely holding
yeah,
up.
IGV noticed that there were some breakouts. Like IGV is having, well,
There
they
was,
got added to the S&P Airbnb, but IGV is like got a good. We kind of given up on software, but like the leading software names are showing some
yeah, they're
strength,
gapping up on earnings, showing triple
but a
digit.
lot of overhead resistance all the way up. But you pull a weekly up on that, Ivan, and you would
Sure.
see that
Yeah,
no matter how they could look good on a daily, it's still pretty, not horrible.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
So select software
Yeah, I mean,
is
if you,
holding things up. Anything else
Amazon,
besides software and energy? Anything else that looks
that's it on the long
I mean,
side.
Amazon's winning, but I noticed that like Etsy and like Etsy is just getting decimated. I don't know if that's like so depends what e-commerce you own. Look at
Yeah,
that. Like this stock would go back to the weekly.
this
I
is
think this
weekly.
was $300
This is weekly. Let's go to monthly.
or the monthly,
Yeah. So yeah, it was 300 down to
right?
60. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not all e-commerce. Same thing with like fintech. Like Square is acting like it's going to go out of business here, right? Like tons of competition. He's living in Africa, kumbaya. Um, you know, do these people know how to run a real company in a tough environment? All these fair weather tech bros. So, we joke about it, but like this is real. Like this is a tough economy. And you're seeing it from my portfolio at the VC level or seed level to all the way to growth companies to these, young CEOs. I mean, wasn't that long ago, he was running two companies. Um, so I don't know. Not bearish, but I'm not optimistic about a lot of these a lot of these companies. And how is there any green shoots that you're seeing, Ivan? And like
I mean, I already
obviously the beverage,
mentioned.
like Celsius, like as
Yeah.
Celsius continues to work,
Celsius probably, I
which
mean,
is
pretty stretched valuation. So, as with any
yeah, it's
high
15
momentum stock,
billion.
uh,
What's Monster's valuation, Ivan?
Monster
Which has
is
been
a
around
big
30 years.
company. It's 59.
Yeah, so it's like a quarter of. I don't know, monsters just compare the revenues and everything. So I don't know. There's just what's working is so crowded
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
and
and
extended.
if Nvidia and Apple start to really pull back, like this market is not gonna hold. The indices are not gonna hold because as of right now, we probably have 7 to 15 of the large caps that account for the majority of the indices gain year to date.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of distribution and selling under the surface. So if two of the big,
Yeah.
Nvidia and Apple, don't bounce, the market might be in for some more trouble. But in general, you're right.
Yeah.
Anything software related, definitely holding better than the rest. Google, I mean, I consider
Google's still the strongest
all the
thing.
kind
So
of
at least
software.
we've been we've been kind of just
Yes,
keeping
or
in the right ideas, but it's tough. It's
anything
tough out there.
cybersecurity
And
related
I'm not an
also.
energy expert. I'm
Yeah.
no energy expert, but like it just feels like everybody's underweight the wrong stuff and still way overrate tech. But we'll see. I just think it's okay to wait for better. I think what we've been saying for a few months now, it's better to wait for really good setups.
It's a
And
market of stocks, but you don't need to be super aggressive. Like if you play the breakouts, you better be super nimble and take profits quickly because in this volatile tape, they don't really hold. It could be, as I said, it could be seasonality, always September being seasonally weak, but it could be something more than seasonality.
all right, well, have a great week. I think we covered what we need to cover. And we'll see everybody next
All
week.
right, enjoy your cycling trip. Bye.
Thanks.